Hello. Can you hear me? How about now? I should be a bit louder, shouldn't it? Well, yeah, in case you hadn't guessed, I've got a microphone. It came a lot earlier than I thought it was going to. I thought I wasn't going to get here until next week. So that, hopefully, if nothing else at the moment, the microphone is closer to me, so you should be able to hear me a bit better. And I'm not having to shout. I can just talk normally. Yeah, we'll see how this goes, but once we get a better computer, we can use better software, and things will just get better from that point onwards. I'm just going to adjust something actually, because I can hear it. I can just hear it coming back to me through the speakers, you see. It's kind of feedback. Hopefully that hasn't adjusted things too much. Let's tweak that a little bit, actually. I only literally just got this out of the packet. There we go, but that sounded great, didn't it? Well, today is the day that Storm Eunice E is hitting the country, because you are seeing these streams a day after I've recorded them. Yes, today is Friday. You won't see this stream until Saturday. But even so, this is coming to you on a day that it has tried to snow several times. We've had thunderous hail showers. I mean, there was a lot of hail come down. We've got a lot of rain. It's been absolutely insane, weather-wise. But anyway, whilst I was waiting for this, I got a delivery notification earlier, and I didn't want to start recording and then have this turn up halfway through and not be able to use it. I started to do some of the work off camera, the boring stuff, and the things that I couldn't necessarily bring you with because I did it over there on the machine. The first thing was yesterday I was talking about this little void that I spotted in here. This void here. And thought, well, a good way of keeping the knife in place whilst it's inside the sheath would be as if there was a wedge in there. And I spoke about using a piece of antler horn. Antler is horn, yeah. So I hacked a lump off the bit that I had in the shop and sanded it down on the big machine over there, which made a fantastic smell, I must say. It really was a fantastic smell. Now, if I can do this with you looking at it on the camera, as you can see, that slides into there like that. And it's really difficult doing this backwards, if you see what I mean. There's no way that the knife can physically lift up. And because it can't lift up, it can't go over that notch in the welt there. This bit, let's see if I can hold this all properly. This bit's going to stop before it comes out. There's very little. It's not going to find it very easy to come out. Even at that point, the knife still can't come out. It won't come out very easily at all. I haven't decided as yet whether or not I'm going to maybe put something through this. How exactly I'm going to stop this from disappearing. But it does take a little bit of effort to pull it out, so it's not something that can easily fall out just by me moving. We will find out if that's the case. So what I've got to do now is I have cut out some belt loops. I again had much discussion off camera with the wife and reasoned through a few different things and tried to figure out how I'm going to do this, and decided that, yeah, okay, I'm going to fit the frogs like that. But if I attached that to the sheath, let's turn this around because it looks better that way around. I'm going to take the knife out before I drop it and kill myself with it. If it is attached like that, so the stitching that's going to go around the outside of the welt is going to include this, to put it simply. The weight and balance of the knife is pretty even between handle and blade. So if there is a loop there and there on the sheath like that, the knife will be pretty well balanced. But if I then stitch across there and give it a pinch like that, can you see down there? There's that little second hole down there. Yeah. Somewhere to put it when I take the knife out. That is the intention. And then obviously this piece is for the fire steel. I created another really nice smell by drilling a hole through that to put the shock cord onto it. That will now stretch over that. So when that's in there like this, the knife sheath will be on this side of it, on my left hand there. It comes over like that. It's got quite a bit of effort in it. Let's try again. There we go. So the knife sheath will be there, and then that physically cannot come out of there. It can't even move. It actually eliminates. It's got a little rattle. You hear that? It's got a little rattle because I just put the brass pin through there, but didn't backfill it with any resin or anything. I completely forgot. So it's got a rattle. It's been annoying the hell out of me for years. Well, that's eliminated that rattle, so when I'm moving around it doesn't make a noise. Yeah, so I think at this point, the next step to do is actually start assembly. See, I've got the knife, I've got it to fit the sheath. I'll point the camera down. There we go. There we go, so you can just about see me. Just about see the microphone. I can... What's the point, Ben? Why would I move that out of the way? You can see the rest of the arm. I mean, that's just being stupid. Might as well keep it there so it picks me up. So I've got the knife. It fits the sheath. We know that it will slide in past the welt like that. It'll hook into there. I have the wedge that will go in like that. I haven't actually turned my studio lights on. Is this all bright enough? Let's find the right button. That one. And that one. That probably doesn't actually help really much, does it? Doesn't matter. Either way, let's leave them off. So that goes into there like that. So that bit's functional. It won't go in so far that I can't get it back out again either. So I can still be able to, I feel, get hold of that. Cool, so we have the other half of the sheath on there. Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell actually because it's just slipping all the time into the wrong place. So I think that goes on there. Pulled out one of the insides of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that on there, and that'll help me figure out where the welt is. Because once this is on here, I don't know where the welt's gone, so I don't know where I'm supposed to sew. But that laid on top of here like that will show me the shape of the knife, and then hopefully I will actually sew through the welt and not the space that the knife is going to pass through, which would be pointless. But you see, I can line it up against there like that, see where the outline of it is. So just to show you what I mean, if I line it up on there like that, that quite accurately shows me the outline of the welt. So let's, I think, glue that on there. Yeah. These bits will get sewn as I'm sewing everything together, so it'll all get sewn at the same time. That's the theory. So I'll build that up as I go. I'll stick these on and stuff like that. You'll see what I mean as I go. Right. Let's get some glue. Oh, this is exciting. Because technically, after I've done some sanding, I can just start sewing. And I'll have this done. Yeah. Who am I kidding? It's going to be that easy. It does get a bit thin there on the welt. I wish I'd... That's my one regret so far, is just how close it is at that point on the welt. Oh yeah, this fancy little microphone has a mute on it, a physical mute button. I haven't tried pressing it yet because it's probably just going to crash all my software if I do. But it might be quite useful when customers come in. I've also put some tissues there, which helps. Let's just get that all done there. Let's get some weights on it. Where's the other one gone? There it is. So with this new microphone, I'm hoping I've had a quick play. I've downloaded like something that will hopefully boost the signal to it or from it into the recording software. I've got no idea if it's working. I'm not very good at it, so you talk like this. And as soon as I can get 2 cameras on, that'll be great. It all costs money. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, what happened in previous streams? Why was it better with, why did I have 2 cameras and stuff like that with some of my older videos? I did a lot of those during lockdown, and we didn't need the office computer. So I picked the office computer up and I brought it in here and set it up with the lights and the cameras and everything on it. It's a far more powerful computer. Considering what it's being used for, it's extremely overpowered. But the laptop is that underpowered that Lou can't really use it for office work. It just takes so long to do things on it. So that's probably a more important use for that computer at the moment. And we're going to leave that out there. Replace this laptop with a computer that would be more suitable for doing this recording and streaming live and things like that. Let's move these around a little bit. Put the weight in different places. I've already done all the boring bit with the burnishing of the edges, getting that all set up and ready, and the sanding of this piece of bone. It's antler, Ben. It's antler. I've done all of this morning whilst I was waiting for the microphone to arrive, so it won't. So you aren't subjected to that bit. Oh, I'm really hoping this looks alright. And I've just completely forgotten to put my Viking Leathers symbol on that side. Because that's what the other thing will happen. This makes it a lot more versatile. If I put frogs on here, if I put these 2 pieces of leather on here, it means that it can be mounted on either the left or the right hand side. I'm not restricted to only having it on the left hand side, as I would be if I'd put the belt loop on the back there. I'd be restricted to being that way round on my hip, because if I'd brought it all around here like this, that would be the side, so the handle would be pointing backwards. I'd have to take it out backwards like that to bring it forwards in a nice sweeping stabbing motion instead of that sweeping motion instead. Alright, that glue is probably nowhere near dry just yet. So what I'll do is I will pause and give it some time to dry and keep the weights on it. It's probably going to take 10 or 15 minutes to set properly. I will come back to it. All right. Alright, there we go, back again. Okay, so this is dried and I've sanded it quickly. See how it looks. You're really starting to see the triple, well, quadruple, I guess, colour welt that's coming through on there. Unfortunately, it looks a lot better along there than it does along here, but just a fault in the leather makes it go a little bit wavy there. But I guess most of that's going to be covered up because you're not going to be able to see that because of the frogs to a certain extent. So we just need to take the edges off. Yeah, I need to burnish it before I start stitching because these are going to be stitched on at the same time. So I've got no choice. But oh, that's it. Of course, yeah. Does it work? Does it work? We better try this, hadn't I? So look at that. That is a smooth fit. Put the wedge in. There's very little movement there. I mean, it's barely noticeable, the movement. And there's no way the knife is coming out. And if I... There's no way that wedge is even coming out of there either. Doesn't matter what you do. But it takes a little bit of effort to pull it out. That's pretty awesome, actually. Oh yeah. So if that's there, I'll just thump the table with it and can easily do that and then do that, and that ain't coming out. Yeah. I mean, there's no movement there. That's perfect fit. Certainly looking at it from that side. Looks better from that side. No, that is solid. That is good. Let's just make these edges nice. I wish you guys could feel this. Knowing that there's like 5 layers of leather across there and they're all perfectly aligned. Feels brilliant. Right. Now I've got the token all out already. this is brilliant. I'm glad this is... I'm just going to do this bit around here first. And then get onto the good bit. See if the camera will focus on that. Or if you can even really tell what it looks like. So that's before. Yeah. Let's do a little bit of this. Cool. It's going to take a lot. There you go. There's a good before and after for you. Got to admit, this Tokenol's brilliant stuff. That was my daughter just leaving the other half of the shop. Probably heard that. She was actually outside the shop. You can hear her through the door, most likely. There's no such thing as a quiet and sedate 7-year-old. Hmm. There you go, look at that. What I'll do is I'll probably get some photographs of this put up on the Viking Leathers Facebook page. Because I'm pretty sure his camera isn't doing it justice. Say that. That's a solid fit there, that's precise. Solid fit there. And then that. Very little movement. Yeah, you can't pull that out at all with that wedge in there. That is awesome. I'm happy with how that came out. And the spine, I'll see if we can show you this. What's the best view for you? It's probably like that. You can see that the spine is exactly the same width as the sheath has available for it. Let me just see. So there's no lateral movement within the sheath of the knife, and with it hooking into place using that bit there on the welt on the inside like that, there's no movement that way. The movement up and down there that would allow it to come out is eliminated by the wedge. Look at that. Only thing left to do is sew it now. So as I said, I think, see, I can line that up like that. I can see that that is between there and there. And that'll show me where the welt is on the inside, if you see what I mean. Rather than just kind of having to press on the leather and guess. Now, a really good way of keeping your stitches even all the way around the outside is using this. It's basically a wing divider, and there's a measurement gauge on the top there. You won't be able to see that in the camera, sorry, but this bit here has got measurement marks on it, so you can see just how far in you're intending to stitch. So the only real problem there's going to be, turn that the right way, is that the welt is very thin there. So I'm going to put that just along the top there, and I think I'll make it wider as I go around. Just helping me make sure I get in the right place, because I do also want to put another stitch line starting up here, And just turn this around so you get a better idea. Starting up here, I want to go a little bit closer to the edge of this welt, so it's a double stitch line, and that'll help encompass this part when it's sewn onto the bottom here. Of course you can't see anything because I'm doing this all wrong. So when that gets sewn on there, I didn't want to lift this up too high. That's why I need to know where the edge of the welt is. Now I've got to move it all. They're so noisy outside. They're so noisy. They're basically moving stuff around. It's the cafe. It's the next door. It's the guys moving bits around for it and throwing the rubbish out and emptying bins and stuff. Opening and closing the door. So I'm going to do this because the width of this is, this will go up to 20 mil. But I don't need to follow this outside edge. I need to follow that edge, don't I? I wonder if I did this really carefully. I really doubt that those marks are going to come up on the camera, but I can try. What I'm doing is I'm just feeling along here because I can feel where the welt is. Yeah. So I can get this bit right, shall we? What do you want? Yes, I would like a cup of tea, thank you. If you didn't know, anybody who's seen my streams in the past, sometimes there's a person that comments on the stream. His name is Lord Yolki. He's normally a cheeky little bugger. He's currently in the shop. Yes, he does know us personally. He is local to us and has often helped us out in the shop and sometimes makes me cups of tea. But normally all I get is lip. And the good thing about this not being live is that he doesn't realise that I've said this until he's watched it, if he even watches it. So because now I can talk really quietly into the microphone and he can't hear me in the other part of the shop. I'm going to start enjoying this. So what am I going to do now? Let's match this so I can get an idea. I just might need to turn some lights on here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm getting old, I'm going blind and deaf and everything else. As you can see, the stitching on top there is going to be very close. Very close. My main concern is that it will cause little ridges along the top here. The sheer thickness of it should mean that I'm okay to get as close as possible to the edge without the needle coming through or the awl coming through. But it does pose a concern that it might cause some bulges along here. I won't be able to do anything about them if it does, because that is going to be in the way. So what I've got to do basically is get these attached. I'm hoping the awl will go through all this lot. I'm going to give it a really good sharpen. Where did I put it? This is like on the upper extreme limit of the length of the awl. I'm not entirely sure what that was. I don't know if I might pick that up either. It sounded very much like somebody in the shop next door dropped something or fell against the wall. I hope they're okay. So that's the thing, because I intend to sew that like that as well. I'm going to pinch that in there, which will hopefully provide somewhere for that to be inserted for when I'm not using it to hold a knife in place. I need to know where I'm going to put that as well. Oh, hang on a sec. Hello. Okay, that was a delivery. I have something new here. I got a little bit annoyed with the delivery driver this morning. Apparently they couldn't find the address, and the address is incomplete on here. But that shouldn't have really mattered, should it? You caught me a little off guard there. I was all ready to give him an earful. Right, this will be interesting. I'll get these off. I'll get these out, and I'll show you what these are as well, because this is kind of exciting for me too. Not like that. Right, just to give you an idea, I'm not sponsored by this at all in any way, shape or form. I haven't even taken them out of the packet yet. I have no idea if they even fit or what they're going to be like. For those of you that need to know or want to know, I injured myself when I was very young. I've damaged my Achilles tendons permanently, and I do sometimes have trouble walking. As a result, I tend to use barefoot walking shoes. I'm even attempting to make my own. I'm not getting very far with it. They're on a shelf down here behind me. That's kind of the brown ones on screen left. I guess it would be. Or right, I don't know. These ones here, not the black ones, the brown ones. And these are like a prototype at the top here. I'm trying to make my own ones because I'm tired of the ones that I keep buying falling apart after 6 months and costing me a small fortune. But unfortunately, barefoot shoes, which sounds like a contradiction in terms, but it's a pair of shoes that allow you to walk as if you're not wearing anything on your feet. They're about the only things that I can stand up and move around in all day long. It's not perfect, it's not a cure, but it does help me a lot. I now no longer have to walk with a stick, as I was walking with a cane at one point a few years back until I discovered this and decided to do something about it. But that being said, I've just found on there's an advert, I can't remember where it was, but I found them on Amazon. But that is a pair of socks that have basically got a lot of kind of rubberized material on the outside. It's supposed to be quite hard wearing, but it's like literally walking around in a pair of socks. Now, they're not waterproof, but they can be used with water sports and stuff like that. But I've got a pair of waterproof socks that I sometimes use when I've gone out with the scouts on a hike or something. And so it's the only way that I can actually do this. So apologies for the brief intermission. I'm just going to go and try these on and see if they work or not. Maybe even do a separate video about a review for these, but I'll just go and sort this out and then come back to this, because this isn't what this video is about. Right, apologies, back now. Okay. Yeah, we're just getting to the scary bit where I'm trying to put this on, aren't we? Trying to figure out where to put this. See, I can overlap it a bit like that and make it look good. That's it, I've done the marks on both sides. Oops. I do need to mark it on both sides so that I can shouldn't have adjusted the caliper, should I? Right, that's mainly so I've got somewhere to aim. I'll know if I'm coming up in the wrong place when I put the awl through. Let's be... Yeah, it's not too close to the edge of anything. Feels good. It's just that bit that's the bit I have to be really careful on. Right. Hooky day. And put that one right up close. Like that. Just making sure I'm getting this about level like that, you see. Yeah, that's a good question, because if I put that really close, and if I'm casting on or off, I'll be casting on or off through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers of leather. Seven layers. But I think I've got to put it that close, because I've got to have it in the right place to take the weight of the knife properly. Yeah, so I'm going to start sewing on that part first, I think, and come round to there. Right, so how am I going to get these to stay put? Because I need to do some workings out, yeah. I've decided to put that on that way round. aim for the lower part of. So I want that to impact this bit, not that bit. Like that there. Not all, sorry. Scribe. And say, scary bit. Let's just plunge in head first. I need to scour this a bit in order to get any kind of glue to actually work for more than 30 seconds on this. Can't see anything. Sorry, lights have all got to go on. I'm getting glare going in the wrong directions and can't see anything on here. Still not even entirely sure how I'm going to superimpose that line on top of that yet. Well, I was just picked that bit up, but to tell you the truth, it's worked extremely well on this edge here. You really can't see the gap. There's no extra thickness from glue here at all, which is something that does occur on occasion with this stuff. It was quite easy to work with. I'm impressed with it. I will use it again. I'll definitely use it in the bottles because it is water based and it's quite safe to do so. it's allowed for a very nice burnish on here. It's come up really well. And you really can't tell the difference between... You can't see the join between the leathers. You just see it change colour. So I mean, it looks excellent in my opinion. So I'm glad with that. But I will go back to the Old Faithful for this bit. When it decides to flow back out. I'm not taking it right up to the very edge of where I've scoured. I haven't taken the scouring right up to the edge of the line that I've drawn. I'm going to get it pretty close though, because the stitching isn't going to be very far from the edge. Just going to try and stand that up like that now. Oh, hang on. So I just had a customer. Don't think she really understood what it was I was telling her, but hey, she'll find out. I've got that in exactly the right place. So I'll move that down slightly. God, that glue sticks well when it wants to stick. That's better. So if that helps at all, that is how this will work. With the knife in there. Thus, oh, this is getting heavy. And I've already lost my little bit of antler that holds it all in place. Where did I put that? Can't have gone far. Oh, you're kidding me. Found it. I ended up calling everybody out of the office to come and help me find it. What had happened is I must have knocked it off. It fell down there, and then I've kicked it underneath the table. So, yes. There's very little movement in that. As I say, you can't get that out. Right, now to wonder if this template will help me with this bit. It might do. Oh. Go. That's not really going to help there for that, is it? Let's do this on this side before I change the setting on my gauge. There we go. Right, so that's superimpose that wavy line along there. Now we've just got to try and figure out how to superimpose that line along there. I might just have to eyeball this, possibly. so it's in the right place. And probably, again, those lines aren't going to show. Oh, look, I think they do. Ooh. That's making me feel a little bit more confident about doing this bit, actually. Look about the same. Yeah, there's a millimetre in it. At the end of the day, I can live with that. So what I'll do is I'll mark that and there. I've got a rough idea of where to aim for. Kind of hoping that I've got this right. Looks about right to me. These ridiculous sleeves that probably swept that off. I need swept a load of this off then. Alright. Right, that's just going to take a moment to go off. In fact, that bit's gone off already. That's been the longest. Let's do that. I know these loops look huge at the moment, but I am going to pinch them in there, which I can't really do. But you see, I don't wear a 2-inch belt, but you kind of have to allow for a 2-inch belt just in case, because you might need a 2-inch belt. Right, so I should be able to superimpose that line across there reasonably easy. If I can see it. Okay, that's it essentially assembled apart from the stitching. What's the time? Oh, it's 4:30 here now. Yeah, I've basically got to start packing the shop up. Essentially, it's the end of the day for me. I know it's only been like a little over an hour's worth of... sorry. I know it's only been like an hour's worth of video so far, but or just over. But yeah, I'm running out of physical time. I have to pause and stuff like that. And I did start recording this a little bit late today because I was waiting for this to arrive, which I'm hoping has improved a great deal on the recording quality. If not, at least the microphone is closer. It's the first step towards improving these videos. Next thing will be a better computer to record them on, and then I'll be able to actually get better quality footage. But still, we're getting there. First steps, baby steps. Then it'll be a case of getting this marked up, ready for sewing, and getting it sewn. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I can't wait. I think these loops look about right. As I say, I'm just going to sew across the top of them like that, pinch them in, so that I'll have somewhere to tuck that, like this. I can just slide it in there when I'm not using it. Whoa. This is looking good. I'm liking this. Hopefully you guys are liking this. Feel free to leave a comment, ask questions, get in contact if there's things that you would like to see me making in, various projects and things like that. I can run a TV series? I can run a series on it. I can do something. Just talk to me. I don't know if the mic picked it up a little while back, but my mum asked if I was going to start work on her handbag, Well, she's going to come in tomorrow to the shop with me, and we're going to sit down and pick out a design that she likes that'll go well with the leather that we got. I showed you that a couple of videos back. It's the black and the green crazy cow. That's not an insult directed at my mother. That is actually what they're calling the fabric. The leather. Oh, I can tell it's the end of the day. Why don't I ever do these videos in the morning? I can actually think straight. Well, anyway, she'll come in tomorrow and we will decide what it is that she would like, or she will decide what she wants, and then I will make it. And I think it will look fantastic. Think being the operative word. But that'll be the next thing that I make after this. I do still have to finish the strap on that other bag, so I might spend some time doing that tomorrow if I can get this sewn soon and quick enough. I'll try and video it, but I won't necessarily, because this video is going out tomorrow, being Saturday. So whatever I film on Saturday probably won't go out until Monday or something similar. I've yet to work it out. This bit is still new to me, how we're doing this, because all the videos are going out a day behind. Because I'm recording. It takes like 2 hours to upload the videos on our internet connection, so I can't do it at the end of the day. I don't want to spend an extra 2 hours in the shop or come back to the shop 2 hours after I've left it. That's a bit crazy, really. So I set them uploading when I come in first thing in the morning, and they are being uploaded whilst I'm doing jobs in the shop and stuff before I start to stream. Yeah. But we are getting there technology wise. Good start. We're getting there with this. The sewing, well, we'll see how that goes. It's a good job as a mute on this mic. I might have to swear a little bit whilst I'm doing it. Apologies in advance. Right. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, tell everybody if you like what I'm doing. Tell me if you don't. I guess that will help guide me towards making the content that you want to see. Anyway, catch you soon.